Hey everyone, this is Acid Roots. So, we've got a video for you, and this is another 2pac one, and it's Pac's Life. This came out in 2006, and it was for the fact that he had been gone for 10 years. It's now almost been almost 20. So, really, I've said this before, I said it in the last review, but as far as 2pac was concerned, there is a difference between the music after like the year 2001, this more modern production that lasted for the next 10 years or so kind of came into place. So obviously Doggy Style is going to sound different than the latest 3-6 Mafia record. And so that's kind of the thing, is just 2pac, and the stuff he sounds on this album is just incredibly dated. You may think, oh, I'm hearing something, but the man never made it past 1996. So all you're hearing is that same mentality that he had around that time, and it's just not nearly as interesting. I need something that was him out of his comfort zone, but this was really the way he was living. 95, 96 was just same type things, and I guess some of the records that are like that, I don't know. I mean, it just, you want something from 2pac. You want him to say, like, I've got a cell phone, I know what the internet is, and, just a few of these sorts of things, and it just doesn't really happen. But, obviously the lyrics from 2pac work, but I just feel like, when you hear him next to Chamillionaire or Lil Scrappy or Ludacris, it just doesn't feel the same. These are rappers from the 2000s and he's from the 90s. And, in order for these guys to work, it needs to be organic. So, but, can you smoke to this? The answer is yes, you can. I definitely recommend International, Soon as I Get Home, Sleep, What's Next, and Pac's Life, and Untouchable. These are all some really good ones. The production is handled well. It's kept good and up to date and everything. Those same songs I mentioned are some really good ones to smoke to. Primarily International, Pac's Life, and What's Next. These three have the best beats on the whole album. It's relatively short. It's only 13 songs, but guess what? There's not a lot of room for error, but there's also not a lot of wins either. So the unheard songs: Pac's Life, What's Next, Sleep, International, Soon as I Get Home, and Untouchable. That's 6 out of 13. Really, I consider it 6 out of 11 because 2 of the songs are remixes, and one of those songs has the exact same beat. That kind of makes it down to like 11 different songs. And 6 out of 11 is a lot better than 6 out of 13. But, Sleep kind of has like an outgoing beat to it. I think you'll like it. It's just pumping. Don't Sleep was an almost song that just couldn't quite feel the vibe to it. I guess it's just because of the music that I like now. Soon as I Get Home, that one's one of the best. Really liked it. It just sounded like something he would have done in 95 or so. Untouchable, that one's really good. It's got some of the Outlaws on there. Pac's Life with T.I. and Ashanti, that's just poppy and just a new direction, but kind of works. So these are just a few. But, some of the play your cards right. There's 2 versions of this song. I almost like the female version, but it's the whole piano thing, and this was trying to be a little bit more sophisticated than it needed to be. It just felt like, you know, you're holding off on something, and it's, you know, most people are not, you know, faced with that decision these days. So, I mean, obviously, you know, there are moments where this comes into play, but this was more dramatic than it needed to be. And otherwise, there just were some plotting beats that just didn't really do that well. So, I recommend this. I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. 6 out of 13 is good, is okay. It's about average, but it's actually 6 out of 11, and these are actually really good. The fact that 2pac had nothing to do with this and it still works that well shows that you need to pick it up. The social score, I'm going to give a 6.5, just because there are some people on here, but, you know, once again, it's 10 years removed from 2pac and 10 years removed from now. So those people relevant then, like Lil Scrappy, are since gone. So that's kind of what you're getting. As a whole, things are just changing. But I'll give it a 6, 6.5. Can it be topped? Yeah, I think so. This is still rather good for 2pac. So I give this album a 6.5 out of 10 and a 6.5 social. Subscribe for more fun.